are going to make our country great again.
CIA spies on everyone. We know that. We know they spy on foreign countries and foreign leaders. And during the 2016 presidential campaign, we know that they had a confidential informant within the Egyptian government. This was a reliable informant who had given the CIA reliable information in the past. Between this informant and, quote, other operations, the CIA learned that, quote, Egyptian leaders, including President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, had signed off on sending $10 million to Mr. Trump's cash-strapped campaign. 5 days before Trump was inaugurated, $10 million of cash, $9,998,000, $2,000 away from $10 million, was loaded up in 2 bags in cash and carted away, taken out of a bank account that is associated with El-Sisi's intelligence agency. Number 1, we know that Egypt wanted to give money to Donald Trump's campaign. They planned on it. They approved it. How do we know that? The CIA. And with that, let's get back to this guy, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, the president of Egypt. He's a military man who rose to power in 2014 after kicking out Egypt's first democratically elected president. He rose to power in a coup and then just held on to power. And, predictably, once he consolidated power, he started silencing the press, squashing political dissent or political opponents, locking people up, arresting journalists and activists, etc., etc. Same old story. But his record was so bad that during the Obama administration, the US cut Egypt off of billions of dollars of military aid that we usually send them. We cut it off to basically punish El-Sisi for all of these horrible human rights abuses. So Egypt gets cut off from all this vital military aid, but not for long. We were never supposed to learn about this intel, by the way. This was totally classified, part of a secret investigation. And in my mind, this intel is quite reliable. It comes from multiple sources. It comes from a reliable informant. And the CIA used it as a way to pass along to the Department of Justice their concern that there may have been some foreign interference from Egypt. President El-Sisi, who we know wants to give $10 million to his new friend Donald Trump, orders $10 million to be taken out of a bank and secretly transferred to Trump's campaign. And Trump, knowing this, suddenly feels comfortable loaning his campaign exactly $10 million, knowing that he'd be repaid from this money from Egypt. It was September 2016, a few weeks before the election. They're at the UN headquarters, and they have this closed-door meeting. And according to the Trump campaign, Trump was very warm to El-Sisi. Trump totally breaks from all of that in true Trump fashion. Says that he loves El-Sisi, he's going to invite him to the White House. The campaign says that the U.S. will be, quote, a loyal friend to Egypt. Here he is on Fox News right after the meeting.
He's a fantastic guy, took control of Egypt, and I thought it was a great meeting. We met for a long time, actually. We had a long meeting.
So that's the other thing we know. That's why it's on this list. Trump loves El-Sisi. They have a good chemistry. Trump wants to help Egypt. So it's actually not surprising that Egypt wants to help Trump win. Like, this would be very good for El-Sisi. Which explains point number 1 here. El-Sisi signed off on this plan to give $10 million to Trump, according to good CIA intelligence, because he wanted him to win. It would benefit him and his regime if Trump won. October 28th, 2016. It's 5 weeks after Trump and El-Sisi met in New York, and Trump suddenly changes his mind and announces that he's going to write a check to his campaign for this final blitz. And how much is he going to give? $10 million.
Today I wrote another check for $10 million. I'm spending money like crazy.
Now, one small thing here. Trump advisors told the FBI that while this $10 million looked like a contribution, like a donation from Trump to his campaign, they actually structured it as a loan. $10 million that could be paid back to Trump. Okay, so we know that President El-Sisi signed off on giving Trump's campaign $10 million. Why? Because Trump and El-Sisi are friends, and a Trump presidency would benefit El-Sisi and his regime greatly. We also know that Trump, who refused to give money to his campaign in the final weeks leading up to the election, suddenly changed his mind and wrote a check for $10 million to his campaign, which was a loan to be paid back. Okay? I'm going to add that to the list. Case closed? We can just, convict somebody? No. That's not how it works. That's not how the burden of proof works. It's not how our justice system works. This list, while full of robust facts, still doesn't paint a picture of any wrongdoing. It is in the realm of circumstantial evidence. $10 million over here, $10 million over here, they must connect. But investigators never found the connection. They never found the $10 million flowing in to Trump's bank account. And therefore, this is circumstantial evidence and not rock solid, provable anything. But luckily, when we have this, that's what investigations are for.
Today I wrote another check for $10 million. I'm spending money like crazy. President El-Sisi has been somebody that's been very close to me from the first time I met him. I met during the campaign where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any votes.